When a disaster hits, most people think they'll have time to figure things out. They don't. The first 24 hours are where decisions get made fast, pressure builds, and small mistakes can turn into serious problems later on. Even people who consider themselves prepared can get this part wrong. And once those mistakes are made, you don't always get a second chance to fix them. Welcome to Prepper's Paradigm, your channel dedicated to practical prepping and disaster preparedness. I use a computer-generated voice for these videos because my own is difficult to understand due to an injury, but everything you hear is based on real experience and practical knowledge. In this video, we're going to look at 7 mistakes preppers make in the first 24 hours of a disaster. These aren't beginner mistakes either. Some of these catch out people who have supplies, plans, and experience. The first day sets the tone for everything that follows, and getting it wrong can put you on the back foot right from the start. One of the most common mistakes is hesitation. A situation starts to develop, something feels off, but instead of acting, people wait. They hope it will pass. They tell themselves it's probably nothing serious. That hesitation can cost you your best opportunity to get ahead of the situation. Early on, stores are still stocked, roads are still clear, and information is easier to come by. Once everyone realizes what's happening, that window closes fast. Even preppers fall into this trap. Having supplies doesn't always mean you act when you should. Clear decision-making matters here. You need defined triggers, points where you stop watching and start doing. That might mean topping up supplies, securing your home, or making the call to leave. If you wait until everything is obvious, you're already behind. A lot of people spend time and money building up supplies, and then head straight to the store when something happens. That defeats the whole purpose. Crowds form quickly. Shelves empty fast. Tensions rise. You end up wasting time, burning fuel, and putting yourself right in the middle of the chaos. Those first hours are when things are still manageable at home. That's when you should be getting organized, not standing in line hoping there's anything left. Even worse, panic buying can pull you into the same mindset as everyone else. Instead of sticking to your plan, you start reacting. Your preps are there to give you options. Use them. If you genuinely need something specific, make it quick and early. Get in, get out, and avoid the rush. Otherwise, stay put and focus on what you already have. Water is one of the first things to become a problem, and a lot of people don't act on it soon enough. The taps might still be running, so it feels like there's no urgency. That can change fast. Pressure can drop. Systems can fail. Contamination can become an issue without much warning. By the time people realize, it's often too late to store what they need. You should be thinking about water right away. Fill bathtubs, sinks, bottles, anything you can safely store water in. Even if everything turns out fine, you've lost nothing. If things get worse, that early action can make a huge difference. People tend to focus on food first, but water becomes a problem much faster. A lot of people assume they'll always have access to information. They expect their phone to work, the internet to stay up, and updates to keep coming in. That's not something you can rely on. Networks get overloaded very quickly. In some situations, services get restricted or shut down. Even when they do work, the amount of conflicting information can make it harder to know what's actually going on. If your entire plan depends on being connected, you're setting yourself up for problems. You need to know what you're doing without having to look it up. Have important information written down. Have a plan you can follow without relying on updates every few minutes. Communication matters, but it needs to be simple and reliable. If the signal disappears, your plan shouldn't disappear with it. Stress makes people talk. When something serious is happening, conversations start. Neighbors check in. Coworkers message each other. People share what they have and what they're planning to do. That can create problems later. The more people know about your supplies, the more likely that information spreads. You don't need many people to hear about it before it reaches someone who sees it as an opportunity. This doesn't mean you need to be rude or shut people off completely. You just need to be careful about what you say. Keep details to yourself. Stay vague if the subject comes up. Focus on general conversation rather than specifics. Good operational security doesn't start weeks into a crisis. It starts right away. Getting the timing wrong on a bug-out decision can cause serious problems. Some people wait too long. They keep watching the situation, hoping it will stabilize, until suddenly the roads are packed, fuel is hard to find, and leaving becomes difficult or even dangerous. Others go the opposite way. They leave too early, without enough information, and put themselves on the move when staying put would have been the safer option. Both situations come down to the same issue: no clear plan. You should already know what would make you leave and what would make you stay. That could be things like worsening security, loss of utilities, or a specific local threat. Without those triggers, you're guessing. And in a fast-moving situation, guessing can put you in a bad position very quickly. Good decisions here come from preparation, not pressure. The final mistake is using supplies as if nothing has changed. Stress plays a big role here. People eat more than they need, use extra fuel, and keep devices running longer than necessary. It doesn't feel like a problem at first, but it adds up fast. Food that should last weeks can disappear in days. Power gets drained. Rationing shouldn't start when things get desperate. It should start right away. You don't need to go extreme, but you do need to be deliberate. Plan meals. Track what you're using. Reduce unnecessary consumption wherever you can. Those early choices determine how long your supplies will actually last. The first 24 hours of a disaster move fast, and they set the direction for everything that follows. Getting through that period isn't just about what you have. It comes down to how you act. Hesitation, poor decisions, and small mistakes can put you behind very quickly. On the other hand, staying calm, sticking to a plan, and acting early can give you a serious advantage. A lot of these mistakes are easy to avoid once you're aware of them. The key is thinking about them now, not when you're already under pressure. Which of these mistakes do you think people make the most? Let me know in the comments. If you found this useful, hit like, subscribe, and check out the website for more practical prepping advice to help you stay ready for whatever comes next. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay prepared.